Welcome back. Well, the Senate passed the $1.7 trillion omnibus bill with help of 18 Senate Republicans. House Republicans, however, are not going down without a fight. 31 members signed an open letter threatening to block priorities from their Senate Republican colleagues who voted for the spending bill. Joining me right now is Montana Congressman, House Veterans Affairs Committee member, and House Natural Resources Committee member Matt Rosendale. And Congressman, thanks very much for being here. You were one of those congressmen who signed your name to the letter, saying that the members were not going to accept what your Republican senators did by passing this legislation. Tell us more.
So first, thanks for having me on, and Merry Christmas, Maria. Apparently, I'm one of the few that has decided to stay here and fight against this. We literally have lost nearly 50% of Congress. They flew out yesterday. So there's, at last count, 214 of the 435 members of Congress that will be voting by proxy for a nearly $2 trillion piece of legislation that's going to be dropped in our laps sometime this morning. Give us a couple of hours to review. And so, yes, we have used every tool that's available to us to try and keep this from moving forward. Unfortunately, when people talk about unity, we don't have unity right now when you've got 18 members of the Republican Senate that have already voted for this monstrosity. I mean, the last time I saw this much pork, Maria, I was at a luau in Hawaii, and it had an apple in its mouth. We've got $3 million for an LGBTQ museum in New York. We've got $200 million for gender programs in Pakistan. We have $7.5 million for what they're calling to better understand the domestic radicalization phenomenon, but what I call the mega MAGA study. This stuff is absolutely outrageous, and each one of those senators were able to put their own little slice of pork into the luau to satisfy their vote.
Well, I mean, is there any way you can stop this at this point? I mean, the Democrats are running the House of Representatives, so no matter what you say in this open letter, no matter what you and your colleagues are willing to do, this is going to become law, isn't it?
I'm afraid that it is, Maria. And unfortunately, again, if we upheld our constitutional oath and sat here and voted, then at least it would go in with legitimate votes. Right now, I think you would find that if you counted the votes on the floor of the House later on this morning, that the Republicans will outnumber the Democrats, and we will have enough votes present to defeat this measure. But Nancy Pelosi has allowed this proxy voting since the age of COVID, and that's what's causing a lot of these problems. And that's why we're working so hard to restore regular order when we take over the new Congress after January.
Dagan.
Congressman, though, you need to focus on the Republicans being the problem here and members of your own party. You were going through some of these LGBTQ appropriations or allocations in this bill. I'm going to read you a quote from the man who gets the most earmarks out of this omnibus bill, and that is retiring Senator Richard Shelby. He's getting a going-away present to the tune of more than $656 million. And his quote is, when he was asked about what if this omnibus didn't get through, this was a few weeks ago, I believe, "I'll be gone. I'll be cutting the grass and running errands with my wife. They'd just start over. I wouldn't get anything." But he did get something. And he's going to be cutting the grass and running errands with his wife, when I think his name is going to also be on an FBI training facility in Alabama, when I think it was James Bovard in the New York Post pointed out his name is already on practically every building in the state of Alabama.
Dagan, you are spot on, and there are so many special provisions. And yes, Republicans are just as guilty of putting this pork into this. That's why a group of us fought so hard to keep the House from trying to reinstitute earmarks just a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, leadership sat on their hands while we started that fight and made no comment, sat silently. And earmarks are absolutely the currency of corruption that drives this city. It's terrible. It gives them the ability to buy votes and influence legislation, and it's wrong. We have got to get back to single subject legislation and allow this body to function properly on the floor, or we're going to continue to see trillion-dollar deficits each year. We're going to see mounting national debt over this $31 trillion that we're already facing. Meanwhile, the likes of Senator Shelby will be down south clipping grass and sipping lemonade.
Well, I don't understand what Mitch McConnell is talking about in terms of the Republicans getting all of their priorities. We just ran that soundbite of him saying we got our priorities. The priority is supposed to be a wide-open border, Congressman. And this bill misleads people in thinking that that money is supposed to be toward border security. It's not. Okay, what is that money going to? It's going to have more housing, more benefits for illegal migrants. It's not doing anything for the border agents, now just 15,000 of them.
Exactly. I've gone down to the border 3 times myself, just in my short tenure here in 2 years, which, oh, by the way, is actually more than the vice president and president combined. And I've met with Border Patrol. I've met with local law enforcement. I've met with the local farmers and ranchers. And it is absolutely an invasion taking place on our southern border. It's killing our people. We've had nearly 200,000 people die in the last 2 years from drug overdoses. The most of that is direct result from fentanyl that's coming in across our southern border. The components are coming from China. So we are under a chemical attack. And the Border Patrol agents, Maria, what they tell me is, please don't send more money. We're already operating as if we're a travel agency, distributing people around the country. And all it's going to do is allow us to transfer them into the country faster, rapidly, and make this wave of humanity even larger. We need to put policies back in place that are going to keep these folks from coming into our country.
Yeah, well, we'll be watching all of that, Congressman. Thanks very much for being here this morning. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you. Thank you, sir.